Good morning, you beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning, Saya. Good morning, Zazu. Checking in with the morning report. Fire away. How you beautiful people doing? It's Thursday. And just talking about gaming as usual. Remember yesterday I was talking about how hard drive manufacturers, not hard drive manufacturers, but console manufacturers need to stop putting caps on consoles and limitation about what size hard drive you can put on your consoles. Here's the follow-up. Listen to this. Listen to this. You're gonna laugh. Listen to this. This is how I'm gonna follow this article up. Listen to this. Seagate is planning on 120 terabyte hard drives in the next decade. Let me say this again. Seagate is planning on 120 terabyte hard drives in the next decade. Man. Says here, Seagate, one of the leading companies in hard drive storage, announced it's planning on making 120 terabyte hard drives possible in the next decade. Now, when I was talking about hard drives, I was saying that the console manufacturers need to stop putting caps and limitations on hard drive and what space you can use on your console, and dictating to you, telling you what you can and can't do, what you can and can't do as far as hard drives go on your console. You know, they need to stop it. And I made an article, a video about it, because there's so many games on every console generation. A console has so many games on it, so you as a gamer should be able to put whatever size you want on your console. Based on the amount of games that's in the entire, based on the amount of games based on the amount of games that the console has in its entire library. So you should be able to put whatever size you want to. And this should have been like I told you guys, this was an issue with the PlayStation 2, and then the PlayStation 3 was the same problem, and then the PlayStation 4. So you should be able to put whatever size hard drive you want on those consoles. Like I said before, what is the point of putting a USB port on a console if you can't put any size hard drive on it? What is the point? So anyway, and this was one of the issues I had with Nintendo too, because for me, Nintendo is always trying to cheat video games. Like when they look for like loopholes and shortcuts, like what they did to the Wii U, like what they did with the Switch when they hired an independent contractor to port games to the Switch. So let me get this straight: a developer makes a game, right? After they finish making a game, it's time to publish it, right? So now all of a sudden, after they finish making the game, they got to turn around and then take content out of the game because your console can't run it. And then here comes Nintendo talking about using an independent contractor to take stuff out of the game and then reduce the game, and then you think you're getting the right game when you're not. That's what's happening with the Switch. This is why one of the reasons I defend the Wii U so much when it comes to storage and games and CDs and all that. So, console manufacturers, man, they need to stop putting limitations on consoles when it comes to hard drive. You should be able to put whatever size you want, and console manufacturers need to write the software and put it on their website so you can download it and install it on your machine, and then you go out and buy whatever size drive you want and then install it and use it. And when it comes to the Wii U, Nintendo had the right console. Like I told you, they were just stalling the system out, waiting it out, dragging their feet, push and pull, curse, condemn it, holding out on the console when the console really needs. Because if you really look at the Wii U, that 2 gigs of RAM that was inside the system, that's for the operating system. That ain't for games. That is for the operating system. The games themselves need about 8 or 10 gigs. So Nintendo should have kept using it, and then like I told you guys, the 25 gig CD should have been increased to 100 gigs for the games that the PS3 and the Xbox, like PS3 and PS4 and Xbox One, that was getting. You know, that's what they should have done. And stop trying to look for loopholes and shortcuts when it comes to video games. When it comes to the hard drive situation, they should have they should have kept using the Wii U, because like I tell everybody, with the Wii U, it has the Nintendo fan base needs met. It needs some power behind it. So so the way Nintendo try to control their fans is try to take content out of reduce the game. So reduce the game so they don't have to spend so much money, on improving like storage and all that. But anyway, back to the Seagate thing. When it comes to hard drives, console manufacturers need to stop putting limitations on hard drives. And Seagate and Western Digital should have been up to 25 terabytes when it comes to hard drives, or 30 terabytes. They should have been up. Anyway, the article goes like this. As technology continues to improve, so does the storage space requirement for gaming PCs and consoles. Even recently, many fans were surprised about the file size for Cyberpunk 2077 was so large that it had to ship in two discs. What about Call of Duty? But anyway, it says to combat this, Seagate, one notable manufacturer that makes storage expansions cards for the consoles like the Xbox Series X, among other things, recently released news of the company achieving during its virtual analyst events. The company said if things go according to plans, it will release 100 terabyte hard drives in less than a decade. Then in 2030, the company hopes to break the 120 terabyte boundary and keep moving forward. They should have been did this already. You know, they should have been did this. So basically, it's like they're playing catch up now. They're playing catch up with these hard drives, because look at the Xbox Series X. Look at the PS5. And like I told you before, the games on the Xbox Series X, PS5 are going to be bigger than the ones that are on the PS4, Xbox One. So these hard drive manufacturers should have been on top of their game. They should have had a 25 terabyte out. They should have had a 30 terabyte out, a 40 terabyte out already on the market, so people can get them, because video games are very demanding, which goes back to the file size situation. When people were complaining, there was two articles. There was one talking about how Modern Warfare, not Cold War, but Modern Warfare, the one before that, couldn't fit on a 500 gigabytes PlayStation 4. And then I was trying to explain to you people that the hard drive that comes in your console, that's for the console and the OS, so the system can get updates. You know what I'm saying? That hard drive is not for games. What you need to do is buy an external hard drive and stick it on the console and go from there. So these hard drive manufacturers should have been on top of their game. They're playing catch up now because the Xbox Series X and PS5s are out, and then SSDs are not up to like 10 terabytes or 15 or 20 yet. And now they're talking about they want to come out with a 120 terabyte hard drive in the next decade. They're behind right now, so they're playing catch up right now. And then the operating systems for desktops are getting bigger now. The next Windows that come out is going to be bigger than the Windows that comes out. The next window that comes out is going to be bigger than Windows 10 that's out right now. So yeah. Anyway, sitting here talking to you about this hard drive. Anyway, yeah, these hard drive manufacturers, they're behind right now. They're behind, and they're playing they're playing catch up when it comes to these hard drives. They're really playing catch up. They are really playing catch up. They should have been on top of their game. I guess they fell asleep behind the wheel like how Intel did with AMD. I guess they thought AMD wasn't gonna catch up with them. They took their foot off the gas, and then AMD said, you know what I'm saying? So so now Intel is playing catch up. It's the same thing with these hard drive manufacturers. I guess they thought the hard drive they had out was going to be enough. But like I told you guys before, video games are high maintenance, and you need more CPU power and RAM. So like I try to tell you guys, there's no such thing as loopholes and shortcuts in these video games. Video games are about details. Video games is what pushes the whole technology market. It's video games. So these hard drive manufacturers should have been on top of their game. Should have been on top of their game, you know, and stop falling asleep behind the wheel, you know. But now they're trying to play catch up, you know. And this is why Sony and Microsoft had to go up to 100 gigs in storage on the Blu-ray disc, because they know that the games are getting bigger and bigger, you know, with the amount of updates the games are getting. So there's no such thing as reducing content or taking content or holding back on video games. There's no such thing. You got to keep moving forward, you know. Look at games like Forza Horizon 2, Forza Horizon 3, Forza Horizon 4. Games like that, you can't go backwards. You got to go forward. So, and then you look at the new Batman that's coming, Gotham Knights. Don't get me wrong, Arkham Knight is big. Well, Gotham Knights got something to say about that. So when the games get bigger, the storage get bigger. So you have to have a bigger hard drive on these consoles, man. You have to. They're starting to becoming like desktops now. That's why these console manufacturers, they got to stop putting limitations on these hard drive when it comes to consoles. So Seagate right now and Western Digital right now, they're playing catch up, you know. They should have been on top of their game, you know. And now Sony and Microsoft got these heavy hitting consoles, and they about to drop hitters. You know, they about to drop hitters, and they got to go up in SSDs now. The SSDs got to be 10 terabyte, 15, 20. They got to have they got to have a 20 terabyte SSD on the market. They got to have it, because with those two consoles, and then you throw PC in the mix. Oh, come on! And you're talking about faster loading times and all that. Oh yeah, you got to be on top of your game, man. You got to be. So Seagate and Western Digital got their work cut out for them right now. So when it comes to these video games, man, they're very demanding, man. Huge worlds, detail, everything, man. I mean, if Spider-Man Miles Morales didn't give you a clue what's about to come, then you're kind of behind. You're like behind the 8 ball, man. These games ain't no joke. I mean, Halo Infinite, the next Destiny after these expansions for Destiny 2. Oh yeah, you know, you got to have storage, man. You got to have powerful console to run these games, man. So yeah, these hard drive manufacturers are kind of behind the 8 ball right now. You know, they should have had 10 terabyte SSDs, 15, 20s back in, like, what year is this, 2021? Back in 2018, they should have been had them out. They should have been had them out on the market so the price could be reduced. So when the Xbox Series X and PS5 come out, then the consumers have the money to get these SSDs. But since these SSDs are so expensive now, these hard drive manufacturers they find themselves in a jam right now. So anyway, man, that's the news I got to talk about on this hard drive. I'm gonna leave a link in the description box. But nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Thor, Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.